Hello everyone, welcome back to Angela's Craft Room. Today I've got a card for you, a Doily Dress Card. So I've used the gold doilies from Stamping Up. They come in quite a large pack. You get the silver and the gold. You get 24 of them in there, so that's quite good value. They're not that expensive. And I've just taken the gold one as I was asked to make some invitations for a little girl, and this is what I came up with. And then I've followed it through with a panel inside, which is black, basic black underneath, with a panel of gold foil on top. And then the invitation's going to be printed out on vellum and then just adhered to this side of the card. So I know it's pretty shiny, but I hope you get the idea. So I did do a doily dress card about over a year ago using a white doily, but using these are a bit different, and as we go I'll tell you why. Okay, so to start with, I've just got some Whisper White, the thick cardstock from Stamping Up, which is 11 inches long by 4 1/4 inches wide, and then just scored at 5 1/2. And then as the other one, this is going to be a silver dress, so I've just adhered a piece of the thick cardstock inside, which measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and then I've just popped a panel on here, which is the black, basic black, which was 1 1/2 inches wide, and then the silver foil, which I just made 1 inch wide. So, and that was 4 inches long for both of those. So it just carries it through, just gives it a bit of a different look when you're opening your card. So we'll pop that aside, that's our base. And then from the 1st of June, there's a new designer series paper available, and it's called Colour Theory, and this is it here, and I'll just show you quickly. So it has a solid colour on one side, and then on the other side it has different colour degrees of crackle. So whereas you can see that one's quite a fine crackle, and then that one's quite intense. So I can see that I'm going to be using this quite a lot. I love this colour here, and that one, I just love it all. And it's a 6 by 6 inch pack, and it's available in Australia from the 1st of June. So just contact me if you interested in ordering that one, or any products really. Okay, so I've used this one, which is like a very faint crackle, so it's quite vibrant on the back, but it's just a faint crackle. I didn't want something too vibrant to take away from the doily dress. So to start with, we're just going to adhere that to the front of our card. So we'll just bring that back in, and we're just going to adhere that onto there like that. So I'm just going to grab some multi-purpose glue. Now you don't need very much. Hopefully I'm in camera. I do apologise if I go out of camera, I try not to. And then just try really hard not to get any glue on your hands, because you don't want, when we start using the metallic doily, you don't want any glue on there. So I'm just eyeballing that, give it a bit of a rub. So I just think it's really effective, that DSP crackle. It It's just one, I just love it. Okay, so then because the dress is going to be silver, I'm going to put a piece of gold there. Now I'm not putting it straight on, it's up to you how you want to do it. I like to have it on a bit of a slant like that. Now for this, because I don't want to get any of the liquid glue on there, I'm going to use my snail. Now I don't worry about putting any snail on where all the cutouts are. I'm just going to put it on like just little bits in the middle. So I've just got a little bit on each side. Now just remember, once this goes down, there's no bringing it back up. So that's, I just like to move mine over a bit. And I want it about there. So just pop it straight down. And that's going to stick straight away with the snail. So that's our doily on there. Then I'm going to add here my piece of silver about there, which once again I'm going to use my snail, just a little piece on each end and then down each side. So I like to use the grid paper because I can just line it up a little bit. So like that. Then we're going to bring in our silver heart, which I've punched out with my heart punch out of the silver foil sheet, which is also available from Stamping Up. So I'm just going to grab some dimensionals and just pop on the back of the heart. It's a very easy card to make, and it doesn't take that long. The part that takes the most time is the dresses. So if you were making a lot like I have to, I would be making all the dresses first. Once your customer's happy with, always do one card first, and then if they're happy with that, that's what we go with. So I'm just going to eyeball that and center that heart like that. Okay, so we'll just set that aside, and now we're going to bring in the silver for the silver doily. Now, as a year ago when I said I did the white one, the white has white on both sides. If this had silver on that side, all we'd have to do is fold it and you'd have your dress. But because we don't have that, what we're going to have to do is we fold it over to about 3/4, and I just pinch it down. I'm not too harsh on it because we're going to cut this. So we just want to be able to see the folds where we've got to cut. Then we take this side and we just fold it over to about 3/4, I usually do. Okay, so then we've got our folds. So then what we do is we cut along the folds. and I just trim it up once we start putting it together, so don't be too concerned. So we start off with, and you can, if you can see, I've got I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I've got a little fold line there which I don't like, so just turn it over, and you need a really good pair of paper snips because you're just cutting off such a small amount, so they need to be really sharp. So then we've got a big piece there. Then what we're going to be doing is just layering them like that, and then that one's going to go on top like that. So you're getting to know, you get to know which ones. I start with the largest and just work backwards, so I don't worry about putting any snail on the part that's cut out around the edge. I'm just putting snail on this top bit. And then I'm just lining up the skirt at the bottom, and it will go over the top, but it doesn't matter because we're just going to cut that piece off. Not with my good scissors, just a pair of scissors, because you don't want to get glue on your really good scissors. So that's your first layer. I just might zoom in a little bit. I just have to be aware that I don't go off camera for you. Then this also has a line going down here that I don't like, so I'm just going to trim that one off. And once again, I'm just going to put glue on the top, and I'm just going to line that up to that top peak, like that. And then I just line mine up on that side. You could do it the other way and have it lined up on this side, but I like mine on that side. So I'm just going to put a little bit of snail on the top, and then just line that up, so you can see why you have to do it this way, because, and that's your little doily skirt, and that's why you have to do it this way, because of the white. It just wouldn't look right just folded. And then what I do is I just cut a piece straight across the top like that. So that's your little skirt. So we'll just put that aside, and we'll just grab a piece of foil. So that's the Stampin' Up foil. And what we're going to do is just cut a heart out the heart punch from Stampin' Up is discontinuing, so now's the time to get one, because for all these sorts of things they're really good. So then what I do to make the bodice at the top of the skirt is I just use this really dark line in the middle, and I put the center of my heart there. And it doesn't matter how big the squares are, there's no wrong way to do it. So I just want 1, 2 squares. So I'm going to put a line there, and then 1, 2 squares, put a line there. And then 1, 2, put a line there. 1, 2, put a line there. And then I get my ruler. I mean, you might be good enough to just draw the lines. I have freehand cut it before, but I do prefer doing it this way, because then you're going to get more of a straight line. So what we're going to do then is just cut off along there, and cut off along there, and that is going to be your bodice for the top of your skirt. So all you're going to do, it's up to you where you want to glue your bodice. So to make your skirt, because we're going to put lace around here also. Actually, I'm going to put some ribbon this time. So we're just going to put a bit of snail just at the top of the skirt. And then it just depends how much at the top you want to show. Which it won't look like much now, but it will once we get the ribbon on. So then we want to, I'm just going to use some natural trim silver, and it's going to go across there. So what we need to do then is to get some tear and tape so that it will adhere to, so the ribbon will adhere to that. So we'll just put a piece across there at the back. Okay. And then we just peel that off. So then we're just going to see where we want it to sit. Just let it grab the tear and tape at the back. I put the tear and tape a bit low, so just going to put another piece up a bit higher. It just depends where you want your ribbon or your lace to fit. The previous card I did, sorry, the previous card I did was in lace, and it was a lot thicker, but it just depends, because you've got this straight bodice, and that's where it needs to go round, because it's not going to go round neatly round the skirt. Okay, so then we just want to just cut off a bit. And that's your little dress. So I'll zoom out now because I keep on going out of camera. So then we just want to adhere that to our card. Just make sure I don't put that down on where the glue is. So I'm just going to put some dimensionals on the back of there. I'm not worried about putting it on the bottom of the skirt because you don't want the dimensionals to be seen through. The little lace doilies. So then we just need to take the backs off. And then it's just a bit of glue there, so I have to be careful, but you can see that there. And then it's just a matter of popping this on there. Now I just like to put it on a bit of a slant. It's up to you how you want to do yours. Then I'm just going to get my bone folder and just pick up under each layer, just to separate the layers so it comes up like a nice doily dress. Okay, so then I'm just going to grab some pearls. Just got a few of these left. So I'm just going to put a row at the top. And then a row at the bottom. Just pop that back on the card. So we're nearly finished, and then I'm just going to grab a metal rim pearl, one of the nice big ones, and that's just gonna, I'm just going to put that at the center of my heart. And I just had a few little pearls left. No, that's not going to be quite long enough. So we just want to put a row, and like, you don't have to. I do like my embellishments, but you don't have to. This is how they've asked me to do the invitation, so that's our card finished for today. Just ignore all my mess up there. I'll just zoom back in a little bit for you. So that's our card all finished. Okay, so we had the gold one, so it had the gold dress, and all I've done is done the opposite. So this one is a silver one. And if you were doing invitations to cut back on cost, one thing you could do is not have the big doily underneath, but my customer requested that, and it does set it off. I did one that didn't have the doily underneath and it just didn't look as good. So I hope you'll give that technique a try, and I just thank you for sharing a bit of your day today watching my tutorial, and until next time, happy crafting.